Hello, my name is Katie Hopkins and I'm a British journalist and broadcaster, and I suppose I'm a little bit known in the UK and maybe in the USA as well for talking quite a lot. And so today I thought I'd talk a little bit about a story I don't share very often, and that's my epilepsy. Was epileptic for a very, very long time in my life, and I've only just been cured from my epilepsy. I don't have my seizures anymore, but I did have them for 20 or so years, and I thought I'd just talk a little bit about that right now. So for the longest time, I used to not tell anyone that I was epileptic. I used to try and hide it. I used to worry that people wouldn't maybe give me a job if they thought I was epileptic and had seizures. I used to worry that people wouldn't invite me to things or think that I was weird, or they would worry that I would have a seizure and they wouldn't know what to do. And I'm sure many epileptics can totally understand that. There is a feeling sometimes that you don't want anyone to know because you don't want to be seen as strange. And of course, epileptics aren't strange. It's just that nobody talks about epilepsy very much. And so one of the things I'm trying to do now I'm older is talk about my epilepsy a lot more. Because one of the things I say to my children are 16, 15 and 12. My son, Max, is 12. And I say to him, if you've got a problem, what do? You tell mum. What will mum do? Mum will fix it. And I feel that way now about epilepsy, and anybody who's out there who may have seizures or think they're having seizures, the best thing to do is tell someone and talk about it, because someone somewhere will be able to fix it. And that's something I tell my son as well. I might not be able to fix it, but I'll find someone who can. My seizures started off with being small ones, little petit mal seizures, the sort of seizures where you kind of disappear for a bit into your own world, and then you come back, and many people don't even know you've had one because you say, oh, no, I'm fine. Whereas those seizures are easy to hide. As my life went on, I got to 20, 25, 30, my seizures started to become very big indeed. And I had the kind of seizures that make you shake very violently and dislocate my arms. Actually, both my arms have been dislocated from their sockets, I think 30 or 40 times. And I would have to go to emergency services to have those arms put back in their sockets. So my seizures became very, very problematic indeed. But now I have been cured, or at least I haven't had a seizure for a long time because I had some surgery to remove the piece of my brain that was creating these seizures. But what I know about me being cured and me now not having seizures anymore is the better you can find out what's causing them, the easier, maybe not easier because it was tricky getting this bit out of my brain, but the better you can identify what's making you have those seizures, the better you can try and fix it. And for most people, that will be the right medication, so the right tablets. And once you can measure where your seizures are coming from inside of your head, and maybe it's that you haven't got epilepsy at all, but if you have and you can measure it well, you can probably get the right drugs and live your life seizure free. And I say to anybody out there who does have seizures or fits, as I used to call them, in a way, it kind of makes you a sort of superhero. Because if you're able to carry on with life, things that other people take for granted, coming downstairs or having a shower or a wash or standing on a ledge or just trying to walk down the road and feel confident in yourself that you're not going to drop to the floor. I know what that feels like, and I know what it feels like to feel weird about it. And I also know that because I talk about my epilepsy now, because people were able to measure my epilepsy and where it was coming from using an EEG, that was the reason I was able to be cured of my epilepsy, or at least have a life now that is seizure free. So do keep speaking to people about how you feel about your epilepsy. You are not weird. It's a superpower. And the best of us manage to cope with life with epilepsy. And that's a very difficult thing indeed. Imagine how easy your life would be without those seizures. And one day, like me, it's very possible that will be true. So I wish all the very best to Dr. Steve and all the team at Tele-EEG. And remember, the way we fix a problem is trying to work out what that problem is. And one of the best ways to do that with epilepsy is to have a Tele-EEG. My name's Katie Hopkins, and thank you for listening to my story about my epilepsy.